James Cleverly has unfortunately confirmed that right now the UK will not ban Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. Mm-hmm. And so the IRGC is the terror arm of the Iranian regime, and Britain is not going to take any action right now. Yeah.
Let's just remind people who are listening that the IRGC has been banned by a number of countries in the world which share the same values as the United Kingdom. So our allies, the United States, of course, has banned the IRGC, a number of other countries as well. And yet the UK hasn't. We've been calling for this at Christians United for Israel because IRGC is, as you say, it is a terror group. It is the military arm of the Iranian regime, and it is responsible for basically Iran's terrorist agenda.
Yeah.
This is something, this group should be banned here in the United Kingdom, because by doing so, we will send a strong signal that Iran's behaviour is unacceptable, and it also make it very difficult for the IRGC to operate here in the United Kingdom. I know that the EU has also voiced, I think, its willingness to ban the IRGC. And yet Britain seems to be holding back.
Yeah, and it's sad because the UK has already banned Hezbollah. Hezbollah is 100% controlled by the IRGC.
Yes.
It's like the head of the snake is not banned, but the rest of his body is, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same with Hamas, for example, Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Okay, Hamas is not controlled by Iran, but it is funded heavily by Iran, whereas PIJ in the Gaza Strip is 100% controlled by the IRGC, just like Hezbollah. Why is it that the UK has banned these groups but not the IRGC?
Yes.
And I mean, Cleverly he didn't come out saying like a strong no, we're not banning, but he did use very political talk to sort of explain himself away, sort of thing, and get out of it.
He did say that we will always keep our options open and we will always act in our country's best interests. He also explains that many of the things that people want from banning the IRGC are actually being achieved by our sanctions regime that is already in place. But that doesn't go far enough, does it?
No, it doesn't. Because right now, there are organisations within the UK that are operating under the control of the IRGC, and they're allowed to. I mean, there's charities that, you know, receive taxpayer funding, and they're controlled by the IRGC. There's lectures that happen in universities that are allowed to happen with IRGC members carrying out those lectures, and they're not banned.
Exactly. I mean, recently we've been discussing about those lectures. We didn't discuss it on the podcast, but we published stories on our CUFI website about that very thing, about that there have been some Zoom calls, Zoom conferences where university students have been recipient of information from IRGC commanders. Yeah. We've also had the situation which we have discussed on this podcast about the universities which are being investigated by the UK government over allegations that they helped provide information to university lecturers in Iran which could be used for military capabilities, military use.
Yeah, for the drone technology. Which is being used right now against Ukrainians because Iran has bypassed the sanctions of the West by going to countries like Russia and China to sell weapons and make money that way, and therefore they can use the technology which they gained, you know, knowledge for from the UK. Yes, is then now being used as terror weapons, suicide drones by the Russian military against Ukraine.
And the UK 2 weeks ago, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, last week, banned the mercenary group, the Wagner group, outlawed that group, and yet hasn't yet banned the IRGC. So there are obviously reasons. A door has been left open. You know, when he says, you know, we're keeping our options open. Well, what is it going to take for us to stand up to this regime, which, let us face it, has been responsible for terror attacks, the targeting of Israeli and Jewish individuals in Europe,
and
as well as British politicians, as well as plotting and scheming here in the United Kingdom. So, yes, we're not very impressed. And here at CUFI, we are calling upon the UK government to take this action. We have a website link, which is cufi.org.uk/IRGC. And if you agree with us that the IRGC should be banned by the United Kingdom to come in line with our allies who agree that we don't want to have the door open for IRGC to affect us here in the United Kingdom, to put the Jewish community at potential risk, which has also been identified by experts, but also to be able to defend Israel in light of the IRGC's threat. If you agree with us on that, then please write to your MP, go to that link, and you can see how you can do that. They need to hear the public opinion, because I actually think the public opinion is on our side on this, and we need to get the message out as far as possible, not just because of public opinion, but because it is the right thing to do.
Definitely.